Tebo, Lutz, Cavalieri. Yeah, cool looking shot here at the starting grid as Jeff Parker from Roar tells him to hit the track. And we're off with a 45-minute championship final for the Truggy class.
And what a start right there. Oh, no. Trouble right off the start as he went flying off into pit lane.
Who's that?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been Tanner Stees.
Oh, yeah, he's back here with Dakotah. Dakotah did not get a very good start as well.
No, so Phend off to a rough start here in this one as well. Meanwhile, out front, Ryan Mayfield in control here on lap number 1. Wow, Ty Tessman. Do you see Ty Tessman's line right there?
Well, Mayfield went into the pit, and Tessman was able to get around it, shot right up to his rear wing.
Here they come down the front stretch right now. It's Ty Tessman trying to close that gap. The first two already put a couple car links right now on Ryan Lutz, number 3 spot. Spencer Rivkin in the 4. Your top 4 kind of spreading out here a little bit on the rest of the field here for lap 1.
Mugen, X-Ray, Techno, Team Associated, and HB Racing in the top 5. Incredible parity here in the 8-scale truck class. And cool shot there through the S-turn, jumping into the wave section.
And there was Cody King, of course, running the number 5, followed up by Cavalieri, Bornhorst, Truhe, Drake, Blair, Stees, Phend, and Ogden.
Mayfield with a 7/500th of a second advantage at the line over Tessman, as those two have pulled away from Ryan Lutz by over a second.
Tessman dropping in just a little bit through that whoop section there, catching the rear end, and it kicked it straight up.
Wow, and looks like he found a hole in the face of that tabletop as well. That X-Ray XT8 2017 shot off at an awkward angle.
I was extremely surprised to see whenever you were out there on the track walk for the Raw Speed Race Report, the face of that jump.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. The track looks so much more beat up in person than it does on camera.
It really does. It absolutely does.
I walked out there, and that was the first time I had been on the track surface in a while. I was walking around looking at the size of the holes like, my goodness.
And now Ryan Lutz has dropped down to 4th. Spencer Rivkin moving his way up into the number 3 spot.
We saw last year Spencer Rivkin was really the only driver that had anything for Ryan Mayfield, and unfortunately suffered a flameout that knocked him out of contention, left Mayfield out to cruise to his 4th title. Tessman in the mix here for sure, and we'll see if Rivkin can make this a 3-way battle.
Oh, and Ryan Mayfield rolls it over. Tessman goes by. Mayfield gives him a bump back.
I like that. That's the kind of contact I think is awesome.
Yes, that was good. Nobody got taken out. Oh, Mayfield making another little mistake now. So Tessman to the front now. Rivkin in that number 3 spot. Ryan Lutz in the 4th spot. And on this front section, we saw Mike Truhe when he was going for the bump up in the B main. We saw him trying to, it almost looked like he was tripling. They could be doing that. It almost looked like he was trying to triple on the front side and jumping into the face of that third one. We just saw Ryan Mayfield do that, so I think that may be the fast line if you can pull it off.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can do that to catch back up to Ty Tessman. Meanwhile, Ty going to be out front 1.8 seconds ahead of Ryan Mayfield now.
Mayfield has got a good look there of Tessman's truck tiptoeing down the stairs, but he just got it wrong over the catapult double, and that's going to allow Mayfield to close back up. And Ryan Lutz is right up on Rivkin's rear wing as well, so it's a 4-way battle out front.
Fast lap of the race right now does belong to Ryan Mayfield, your top qualifier, with a 30.8. He's the only driver to get down to the 30-second lap range right now. Everyone else 31 or above.
Top 4 separated by just 2.6 at the line. Still very early in this one, 3:30. We'll have to see when the drivers pit. And thankfully, a feature here in live time. We have the pit times and the last time they pitted, as well as how many times each driver has pitted, so we don't have to keep track of that anymore.
Here they come back around to the front side. And there you saw Tessman. Tessman jumping into that third one as we were just talking about, which that is great. However, that eventually is going to wear and tear on that jump after 45 minutes of doing that, especially if more drivers start doing that. So Tessman out front, Mayfield in second, Rivkin in third. Your full running order going to be Lutz in fourth, Cavalieri, King, Drake, Phend, Tebo, Truhe, Blair, Stees, Bornhorst, and Ogden.
Last lap, Tessman and Mayfield both with faster laps than anybody else has done all race long. Both of them into the 30s. And back-to-back fast laps of the race for Ty Tessman, now down to a 30.571 as he's opened up a 2-second lead on Mayfield.
Well, Mayfield there for a minute looked like he was reeling Ty back in, and then kind of like Ty just kicked it into high gear, and now Ty starting to spread it out just a little bit.
Using that divot in the face of that double to sort of get that truck set up for the next right-hand corner. Not sure if it was on purpose, but it looked pretty. I was talking to them about the X-Ray XT8 2017. They said it's really hard to make an 8-scale truck now different than what else is out there. But Gord pointed out that truck has longer front suspension arms than pretty much anything else in its class.
Interesting. So Tessman, Mayfield, Rivkin, Lutz, Cavalieri, your top 5. Adam Drake. A lot of people coming into this race, seeing the track and the track conditions. Oh, Cody King going upside down there. Looks like letting Jared Tebo go by. Coming into this race, they thought this is more of an old school style track that some of the more experienced racers like Adam Drake and Mike Truhe would see it to their advantage. And Adam Drake right now running 6th. Pretty good run for him for right now.
Fastest car on a personal best anyway for Spencer Rivkin on that last lap, 30.7, as he is 3.6 seconds behind Mayfield and 2.5 up on Ryan Lutz. Sort of sitting in a lonely 3rd place at the moment. And we'll have to see if Mayfield can start chipping away at Tessman's lead. He lost 0.3 of a second on the last lap, this time by 31.7 for Tessman, 30.4. So Mayfield cut off 1.3 from the lead.
And look how fast our fast laps are getting now. Mayfield and Tessman both. Mayfield now again with the fastest lap at a 30.414. Ty Tessman with a 30.458. So they just continue getting faster. And now Rivkin clicks off a 30.7. Of course, Ryan Lutz with a 30.9. There's Dakotah Phend. Now Phend started dead last.
And he had a horrible start. He's already climbed his way up to 5th.
Yep.
He is quite a ways behind Rivkin, so the process won't happen quite so quickly from this point forward. It looks like Rivkin within 1.6 seconds. Actually, he lost some time to Ryan Lutz there. Lutz up to the 3rd position. And Cavalieri is up to 5th, Drake to 6th. Phend with a rough lap. Yeah, 34 has dropped him down to 7th, so he's got a couple of spots now to remake.
And now we're looking here at Ryan Mayfield as he works his way around to the front side. Mayfield trying to close that gap up. He's only 1.4 seconds back from Tessman. That last time by the line, Tessman with 30.7, Mayfield with 31.2. And on a track like this, consistency is very important, but consistency is extremely difficult for these drivers with the changing conditions and just the different lines. Oh, wow. Mayfield right there. Got one wheel up on the high side, and then the other wheel dropped down that little divot there. And there you can see starting to close the gap back up now on Ty Tessman.
It seems that Mayfield's been able to do that at will. He makes a bobble and then loses a little bit of ground, but when he gets a couple of corners put together, he just sucks right back up under the rear wing of Tessman's truck. Tessman has been, I think, more consistent, but hasn't been able to just turn up the wick quite as easily as Mayfield has. And the two of them within a half second at the finish line last time by. At the 7:45 mark, looks like Dakotah Phend may have just come in for the first time. It'll be the first truck to pit for round number 1, as did Mike Truhe.
Well, and as they come back around to the front side, that last time by, Ryan Mayfield was a 31, Ty Tessman, I should say, with a 31 flat. Mayfield with 31.5, so Tessman trying to stretch it back out. Mayfield, to me, seems to be a little bit faster in the final 2 sectors. It's sector 1 that Tessman starts to stretch it out a little bit on Mayfield. From what I've been noticing here, looking at the sector times as they work their way into the wave. Mayfield down the back section.
This lap, Mayfield was faster in both sectors 1 and 2. And lost a little bit in sector 3, but he still made up a half second.
Big mistake for Tessman. Tessman gets on the pipe, spins around. Mayfield now goes to the inside. Ryan Mayfield is now your leader here in this one with 8:40 down and 36:20 to go.
And let's see if Tessman's no longer the pace setter, if he can just hang out on the rear bumper of Mayfield's Mugen truck and let Mayfield lead for a little while. Tessman can sort of see what he's doing, the pace he's carrying through some of the certain sections, or if he's just going to try to pass him right back.
Aaron, I think the big thing that's going to play a part coming up next is not only the close battle they've got going, but they've got a lot of traffic up ahead of them. These guys are usually pretty good about things, but on a track like this, even trying to get out of the way can be tricky. So
that's true. One of the Techno drivers in and out. Ryan Lutz with a 6.5 second pit stop. Rivkin into pit lane, hasn't yet triggered the out at 7.4. So Rivkin with a little bit of a slower stop, at least compared to Ryan Lutz, losing nearly a second in pit lane. That could be a big deciding factor at the end of it. Here come the 2 leaders.
Both Mayfield and Tessman. Oh, trouble in pit lane. I was not able to see. They landed back on the wheels, luckily. So Mayfield in and out with a 6.9. Tessman in and out as well.
Whoa!
Tessman goes upside down in the whoop section.
He wheelied about 6 or 7 whoops and didn't let off the throttle, ended up rocking back over on his lid. And Mayfield now with, looks like a couple of Mugen Seiki teammates between himself and Tessman, as well as Jared Tebo.
While we still have a long way to go, this is the last place that you want to let Ryan Mayfield get with the truck. That is for sure. Is a little bit of a gap, get his confidence up. No pressure on him whatsoever. This could very well be what Ryan Mayfield needs to take yet another Roar National 8-scale truck title.
10-20 down and 34-30 left to go. Let's see in that first round of pit stops, Ryan Mayfield had a 6.9 second stop. 7.6 for Tessman, losing 0.7 of a second in pit lane. Ryan Lutz had a 6.5. Looks like so Lutz had the fastest stop for round number 1.
I believe his pit guy is Daniel Lewis of Techno RC.
Yeah, I think Matt Walter is pitting him as well. Is it a two-man team?
I'm sure, I would imagine it is. I'm sure it's Daniel and Matt. So it's Ryan Mayfield out front. Your full running order going to be Tessman in second, Lutz in third, Rivkin in fourth, Dakotah Phend in fifth, followed up by Cavalieri, Drake, Tebo, Ogden, Truhe, Bornhorst, King, Blair, and Tanner Stees. Looks like Stees off the track here in that one. Just a shame to see.
Mayfield coming up a bit short. We saw how chopped up the face of that jump is as well, and that's why you don't see the drivers here trying to go for the triple-double. Mayfield coming up short,
and he's
jumping
upside
down. Tumbled down the stairway to hell.
So now Ryan Mayfield goes upside down. He's got Ty Tessman right behind him, and they're trying to work their way through traffic right now, and they've got Jared Tebo in between them. Tessman clipping that hole there. Tebo makes a pass on Drake.
Yeah, as Drake had pulled over to let the leaders go, Tebo said, "Thank you."
Yeah, he'll make the pass as well. And Tessman making a mistake on the front section now. So Ryan Mayfield trying to stretch it out just a little bit as they work their way back into the whoop section. The ironic part about this whole thing, they're trying to put a lap on Tebo right now, and Drake and some of the other drivers. Those guys have been in this position before. I mean, it's not like,
Mayfield out of shape in the S-turn
pass.
section. Tessman just dove to the inside. I didn't even think he was close enough to take advantage of that.
So Tessman now to the front. Now, as I was saying, they're lapping guys that, are normally on the lead lap with them.
Right.
So this track and everything. Oh, no! What a save right there. Tessman just barely missed an upside-down car there on the face of that last double jump. Ryan Mayfield closing back in on Ty Tessman now as they work their way back around. Tessman bumping that inside pipe. Mayfield checks up a bit.
Interesting that you say that, too, because it's not just that they're putting down a lap on Tebo and Drake, but that they're doing it by the 12-minute mark.
Yep, already into this one.
Mayfield out of shape coming onto the back straightaway. Tessman stretching out a 1.2 second advantage just in the back of the track alone. We'll see how quickly Mayfield can reel him back in.
And take a look at the fast lap right now by Ty Tessman. A 30.134, almost down to the 29-second lap range here in the main. Incredible. So Ty Tessman is turning it up here in this one. A 30.4 is Ryan Mayfield's fast lap time. Ryan Lutz kind of running a lonely third at this point with Spencer Rivkin in fourth and Dakotah Phend in fifth. Right now we're watching that battle between your leader, Ty Tessman, and Ryan Mayfield, the Mugen driver. They come back around.
It looks like,
Tessman. Tessman rolls it over. No turn marshal to help him out. That's going to be Ryan Mayfield.
We saw someone do that in the B-main as well through the second part of that double apex right. And the truck just catches and flips over and slides on his lid.
I believe there is a hole forming, almost like a braking bump forming on the tight inside.
What a weird spot for it.
Well, from talking to some of the drivers, it actually came from when they ran the track when it was wet.
Oh.
There was a extra wet spot there, and it actually kind of started to dish out a little.
Oh, okay.
And then as the weekend has gone on.
Oh, yeah, you can see it right in the apex of the turn there. The outside tire sort of dips into it.
So it's just kind of slowly gotten worse, but it's almost hidden, and several drivers have said, you can't see it on the driver's stand. So
you can't see it from the cameras at all.
No, so the only way you hit it is once it's way too late. And that's, I think, what just happened to Ty Tessman. So Ryan Mayfield now back to the front with a 7.8-second lead right now on Ty Tessman.
No, it's
1.2. Yeah. So Ryan Lutz in the number 3 spot. Our secretary is confusing me here. We got so much scientific knowledge going. A lot to handle. There's Ty Tessman closing the gap back up on Ryan Mayfield.
1.8 as they entered sector number 2.
And Mayfield now coming up on his former associated teammate Ryan Cavalieri, and Cavalieri lets him go by. Here comes Tessman.
Yeah, Tessman a little bit faster, and it's actually a tiny bit slower in sector 2 this time, but he was a half second faster in sector 1. And for the overall lap, Tessman was about 7/10 of a second faster, so the lead under 6/10.
And Tessman,
close on that now.
he is all over the back door of Ryan Mayfield right now. They've got a clear track ahead of him. We're looking at the pits. Looks like Mike Truhe has flamed out. They're trying to get him back going. That's Tanner Denning of TLR. As they work their way back onto the left-hand side, down the backstretch they go. Ryan Mayfield.
Yeah, tough for the Mugen Seiki guys. All 3 of them are in the same race.
Yeah, you know.
I'm sure they don't mind, being in the final and all.
No, not at all. I'm sure not. But, Mike Tree spent a lot of time on the TLR. Oh, look at Ty Tessman.
Wow.
Block pass right there. A beautiful pass on Mayfield.
And Mayfield
comes up short. It goes upside down. So that is going to cost Ryan Mayfield
that
now.
Was a brilliant move from Tessman. Lined up on the inside of the whoop section, carried a bunch of speed in there, and didn't try to accelerate going through them. Already had a head full of steam before he headed in there. Drove right to the inside, nice and easy.
Tessman just muscling his way through right there. Ryan Mayfield in the number 2 spot. Ryan Lutz still in 3rd. As we were saying, though, Truhe spent a lot of time on the TLR team for a very long time. And, even when you switch teams and stuff, that doesn't instantly end good friendships and stuff with other team drivers.
And especially if the Mugen guys were already all taken up. He just had to go
absolutely.
asking around for some help.
Absolutely. So Ty Tessman now takes over the top spot as looks like Dakotah Phend coming in for a pit stop. We're going to start seeing a few more pit stops come into play.
Dakotah's worked his way back up to the 5th position as he's had sort of an up and down race so far.
And it's good to see him in the A main to start off with. But and just as we mentioned Dakotah, it looks like Ty trying to put a lap on him right now.
That would put the top 4 on the lead lap if Phend drops behind Tessman here. Tessman starting to stretch out a lead over Mayfield as the defending champion has made a couple of mistakes. And as I've said a couple times throughout the weekend, Tessman and Mayfield have more truck national championships than anybody else. Currently, Mayfield leads Tessman 4 wins to 3, so this would even the score here. And as Mike has alluded to many times throughout the week, this would be X-Ray's first Nitro Off-Road National Championship in the United States.
And I think the fact that they've signed Ty Tessman to the team,
that's
that's huge in itself. But even, just putting in the performances that he has already has been huge, but a national championship for X-Ray in North America for off-road, I think that could be what it takes to really take that brand to the next level in the off-road scene here in North America for sure.
Ryan Mayfield running 2nd. Ryan Lutz in 3rd. Techno-RC driver that, while a couple years ago it was really awesome to see Ryan Lutz end up on the podium, especially in the Truggy class, it's sort of become not a given, but it's no longer surprising anymore. Like, Ryan was in contention again.
Yep.
And, of course, he just won his 2nd Silver State Championship back in March in Las Vegas. He's not out of this one by any means. 9.9 seconds behind, I believe. 2nd spot. Let's see when they cycle around through.
Now, ironically, so Ty Tessman has caught Dakotah Phend, and this was, several laps ago. And now Phend seems to be
pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, so
now, Tessman just dove into pit lane. Nice weaving through the pipes there.
So now he is in and out.
Stayed out. Yep. So Mayfield's going to pick up the lead here. Tessman a little squirrely coming out of pit lane.
A 7.2 second pit stop for Tessman.
They pitted on the same lap last time, but Tessman pitting a little bit earlier this time, opting for a 9-minute pit window here. So he'll pit at 9, 18, 27, and 36. Roughly.
Here they come back. Oh, Ryan Mayfield tumbles his way into the pits. Not the way Mayfield wanted to come in the pits. He comes out of the pits. And Mayfield with a 7.7 second pit stop there.
And losing a half second to Tessman in pit lane. And that's something that, especially before these this live time feature that allows us to install a couple of timing loops in pit lane really had no way of comparing who was faster in and out of pit lane other than just what it felt like. But now you can quantify just how much a half-second lost in pit lane means on the track. Tessman with a little bit of traffic ahead, including HB Racing's Cody King, all sorts of out of shape, trying to jump up onto the stairway to hell.
Right now, Ty Tessman out front leading the way here. Ryan Mayfield second, Ryan Lutz third. Spencer Rivkin in fourth, Dakotah Phend in fifth, Ryan Cavalieri in the number 6 spot, Jared Tebo in seventh, Joe Bornhorst, Cole Ogden, and Cody King rounding out your top 10. Look at our second place driver, the Muted CQ Racing driver from Phoenix, Arizona. Your defending Roar National Truck Champion. That is Ryan Mayfield.
Mayfield coming up on, I believe that's teammate Drake ahead.
I got a feeling there will be no issue. Well, just as I say that,
Adam had already pulled out into the loose stuff and stopped.
So didn't think there was going to be an issue with getting by Adam Drake there for teammate Ryan Mayfield.
No, there was an issue for Drake there because
sure Drake just about drove off the track. He said, "I will exit now. See you later."
Mayfield's Mugen Seki teammates Truhe and Drake running 11th and 12th at the moment. Tanner Stees, Tessman's X-Ray teammate, the only one off the track currently, as we pick up here with Ryan Lutz in the 3rd spot.
So Ryan Lutz with that techno ride this weekend has done, I think, a fantastic job of. He has consistently been. I just think of him as third. It seems like every round he's
consistently there. Second, third, little bits here and there. Talked to him a lot at our Raw Speed Race reports after the round was over.
And he's right back in third right now, which, with 23 minutes to go, being in third, even though he may be a ways out of the lead at this point, that's still striking distance. I mean, he's still in contention for this because we have no idea what's going to happen, and it always seems like the last few minutes of these long mains like this, that's when things change up.
We saw Tessman out front in the Dirt Nitro Challenge, absolutely gone, and then receiver lost power, car flew off the track. You think it happened in these long Nitro main events.
Absolutely. There's no telling. As Ryan Lutz makes his way down the backstretch, working his way by Adam Drake there.
And he went way wide coming onto there, sort of missed the breaking point into that 180.
22 minutes down, 23 to go.
Here's Spencer Rivkin.
That did look like Jared Tebo.
Yeah, for a second there. Blue in the front, dark in the back. I haven't slept much.
He's also his car number that he's got on the window /
has a little bit of red on it.
Yeah, it looked like a star.
Right.
So, that is Spencer Rivkin in the number 4 spot. Look at the new fast lap on the track, and who just said it?
Oh, Dakotah Phend.
Dakotah Phend with a 29.9.
Wow.
The only driver to get down the 29-second lap range, and it is Dakotah who we have felt like has been a little off pace this weekend for him.
Oh, well, actually, that was 10 laps ago.
Regardless.
Yeah,
still Dakotah
that's
Phend.
crazy fast.
Yeah.
But Spencer Rivkin just had a personal best 4 laps ago, so he's trying to maintain that gap over Dakotah.
So Dakotah Phend right now still running that number 5 spot. Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz, Rivkin, Phend, your top 5. Cavalieri, Tebo, Bornhorst, Ogden, King, your top 10. And Truhe, Drake, Blair, and Stees rounding out your field here in this one.
See if Mayfield can start reeling Drake as we pick up, reeling Tessman as we pick up here with Ryan Cavalieri. And the team associated drivers, looks like Dakotah Phend a little out of shape there. Cavalieri catching him to make this a battle for 5th. Cavalieri and Rivkin, not quite as crazy fast in qualifying as we probably would have expected. Looks like Dakotah having a little bit of trouble keeping that TLR truck in between the pipes. Cutting here to our Race Day Hobbies pit lane cam.
You can see all the pit crew, and as you were talking about, just about everybody there has got 2 people pitting. One person to pick up the car, the other person to actually fuel the car. And it looks like we've got trouble. I think that's Austin Blair. Yeah, that's Matt Gosh.
And Austin's father, Steve, working on something on the right front of that S-Works truck. Tough break for the Northern California. Looks like maybe something in the
pillow balls, maybe.
Well, I'm wondering if he broke a front arm and they're trying to change the. Trying to replace the right lower front arm or something. Trying to thread the pivot ball back into it.
That is the absolute worst feeling when you're trying to work on something in pit lane. It is way too hectic down there.
Trying to hurry, so then you're making more mistakes. Then you try to slow down, and then you feel like you're wasting time.
Your leader, Ty Tessman, coming up a bit short there. Tessman out front. Ryan Mayfield still in second. Ryan Lutz in third. Okay, so what was, let's see, Ty's pit schedule, we decided was, you said he was coming in at 36, so what would be the
Well, so the next one should be right around 27.
Okay.
He's got about 3 minutes to go. Mayfield is not too far off of that. Like he's not extending the pit window so far that he's going to, cut out a stop. So both of them are going to pit 4 times in this 45-minute main.
And Ryan Lutz now coming up on his teammate Joe Bornhorst. Very good friends off the track, and of course teammates. Still competitors on the track. I would imagine Bornhorst going to let him go by here.
not
quite
not for lack of trying.
No, not quite as smooth as Adam Drake letting Mayfield by, but
well,
he got
actually,
by.
I think this was more smooth. Adams was more obvious.
Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Not quite as obvious as Adam Drake.
25, 35 down, and Austin Blair has re-entered the track. So whatever it was, they got it fixed.
Austin Blair, the S-Works driver, trying to put his A-main rides into the A-mains. The A-main rides into the A-mains. And he's done it. Looking back again, once again at Ty Tessman, Canadian driver, out front leading this one with Ryan Mayfield in the number 2 spot. Ryan Mayfield was your top qualifier. Tessman did take 1 round of TQ in truck. And now he's looking to take home another national championship
title. Wouldn't that
title.
be something? Mayfield clearly seemed to have the upper hand on Tessman in qualifying, but the Canadian putting it together when it matters most.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Mayfield heading through the S-turn into the wave section, going nice and tight there. It seems to be the only smooth spot left in that lane.
For a lot of these drivers, when you kind of lose sight of the guy in front of you, it's a little bit harder to push yourself and go faster when you don't have somebody to kind of latch onto or something to gauge off of. So depending on where Ryan Mayfield is on the track and where Tessman is on the track, Ryan may not have something really to gauge himself on. So it could be very difficult to...
I don't know that Mayfield ever needs a problem knowing how hard to punch it.
Well,
But he did lose another half second in pit lane on this stop. So that's just a full second in the last 2 pit stops alone.
Yes, and now we're looking at Jared Tebo in that number 8 spot. Tebo in the number 8 truck in the 8th place spot.
For as many different Nitro off-road races as Jared has won, the fact that he's only ever won 1 national championship each in buggy and truck, and they both came in 2010, has always been surprising to me. Because he's won a lot of Dirt Nitro challenges, won a lot of Silver States, he's won a lot of the Neo races. Of course, he has yet to win a world championship. He's come close. But the fact that he only ever swept the Nationals 1 year in 2010 and then hasn't found his way to the top of the podium again since, always kind of never really understood.
And there he comes back into the pits. See Joe Pillars, and I'm not able to tell who his second pit guy was there. Oh, and that was, I think that was Tebo off the track as he comes back on there. So it's Tessman out front.
Mayfield back in the pits for his 3rd stop. So again, he's staying out about 50 seconds longer than Tessman did.
Wow, Mayfield's pit time that time, 6.6. Tessman's pit time was a 7.9.
But when you've got like a 16-second lead.
That's true. That's still 1.3 seconds, though.
Yeah.
So Mayfield trying to chip away at it. Ryan Lutz still in 3rd. Rivkin in 4th. Ryan Cavalieri in 5th. Dakotah Phend, Joe Bornhorst, Jared Tebo, Cole Ogden, Cody King, Mike Truhe, Adam Drake, Austin Blair, and Tanner Stees. Here they come back around. And right now we are looking at Cole Ogden. Ogden, Mugen Siki driver, working his way onto the back left side of the track. Ty Tessman working his way around to the front side of the track.
Spencer Rivkin still rolling around in the 4th spot. Quite a bit ahead of teammate Ryan Cavalieri. Unfortunately, not within striking distance of Ryan Lutz as we follow along here with HB Racing star Cody King. An important pickup for HB here in North America after they lost Ty Tessman to X-Ray. Running some white wheels on that truck. Actually looks pretty nice. He's got kind of one of those paint jobs where you can almost get away with both because he's got the warm red and yellow in there, but then it's got the white and blue in the back. It sort of cools it off. And also, Bob Kendall, our cameraman and photographer extraordinaire, always comments on just how easy it is to get great photos of Cody King's truck.
Oh, well, there you go. I do like his paint job. You know, you're talking about Jared Tebo winning the Roar Nats, and he hasn't won one since 2010. That kind of goes along with the saying that, you know, winning a race or a championship, the first one is not the hardest. It's winning another one.
Well, he raced for many years before he even won either of those, and it was surprising because by that point, there were many times that he would sweep the Dirt Nitro Challenge and Silver State no problem, and then go to the Nationals and something would happen.
And we've seen him as TQ multiple times at the Nats and the Worlds.
Right.
And then something just doesn't quite go as planned.
Yep.
14:20 left to go here in this one. It's Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz, Rivkin, Cavalieri, Phend, your top 6. Joe Bornhorst in 7th. Your Tebo in 8th. Cole Ogden 9th. And Cody King rounding out your top 10 right now. Now we're looking at Adam Drake, the new Tiki driver, sitting in 11th. And there's a pit guy on the track there. Looks like a flame out on Mike Truhe. Not sure that that's going to make much of a difference. However, my understanding is pit guys are not allowed on the racetrack. As they work their way back around onto the right-hand side, down the front stretch now. Now we're back to Ryan Mayfield, new Gaseki driver, Reds Engines, J Concepts Tires. Mayfield in that number 2 spot. He was your top qualifier this weekend. Of course, our LiveRC broadcast this weekend brought to you by Team Associated, Leadfinger Racing, Absolute Hobbies, a.k.a., and, of course, the live time scoring.
Tessman with a 4.8-second lead, I believe it was, on Mayfield.
13 minutes left to go here.
This is the kind of race, too, that we're used to seeing Tessman win, where he's really strong at the beginning, might ward off a couple of challenges, and then he just puts his head down, doesn't make mistakes. He may not have the fastest laps or be super flashy, although he does have a faster single lap than Mayfield. I mean, he just sort of works his way into a rhythm. His parents do a phenomenal job with him in pit lane, and he just kind of disappears.
So we're looking at Mayfield as he works his way around. We'll see where Ty is on the track in comparison. There's Ty.
Lutz isn't too far behind Mayfield, actually. They were both in the same frame. Here's Tessman working his way to the front side, double, single. And that's interesting, too, because Lutz has not been doing that line through the front section. He's just been going double, single, double, which we don't believe is quite as fast, but it is easier for him to do over and over without crashing.
Definitely much safer, that's for sure. $11:55 left to go. Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz, Rivkin, and Cavalieri now your top 5. Dakotah Phend still holds fast lap of the race in that number 6 spot with a 29.9 for Phend. Ty Tessman right now. Out front, just ahead of Ryan Mayfield. Mayfield working his way into the whoop section now. Ryan Lutz in that number 3 spot. Lutz 2.9 seconds back from Mayfield. That last time by, Ryan Lutz had a 30.6. Mayfield a 32 flat.
Yeah.
So a rough lap for Ryan Mayfield. Here we're looking at Ryan Mayfield now through the wave he goes. He's got Ryan Cavalieri behind him. There you saw Ryan Lutz.
Yeah, Lutz still right there. He's not too Lutz had a scary save through the whoop section, and As you were saying, it can be tough if you don't have someone ahead of you to sort of reach out for and try to chase to go get. Mayfield hasn't had that in a long time, but Lutz has been able to see Mayfield out of the corner of his vision and try to go get him for a while. Uh-oh, someone dead in the lane. Wow, Lutz jumped over him back there.
That is Dakotah Phend flaming out on the far right side, so that is not good.
8.
Phend, and actually I think he was in 6th maybe when that happened, perhaps.
Looks like Cavalieri might be off the track as well.
Oh, wow. So several drivers having some trouble. King looks like maybe Cavalieri and King.
King just went by.
There goes King, so maybe King making his pit stop or something that lap. Ty Tessman and Ryan Mayfield 1 and 2. The battle is going to be to watch. I think it's going to be Ryan versus Ryan.
Yep.
Mayfield versus Lutz.
2.2 seconds. There's Mayfield hopping through the whoop section, and Lutz hopping through there.
That was Cavalieri's truck being carried off the left-hand side of the track, so Cavalieri out of this one definitely as of right now. We'll see if they can get him fired back up.
Lutz jumping right out of the crater in the catapult jump. Here is a shot of pit lane from our Race Day Hobbies pit lane cam. Trying to refire Cavalieri's truck. He's still in the top 10, so that'd be a nice finish to salvage here. And there he goes.
9 minutes left to go in this one.
Nine minutes to go. Mayfield down the back straightaway. Last lap for Tessman was a 30.7. This time by for Mayfield, a 33.6 as he's gone into pit lane.
So Lutz going to go by into second now. However, Lutz has not made his pit stop yet.
Yeah, he'll need to pit one last time here. That was Mayfield's last pit stop. And Tessman into pit lane for the final time. Up on the block. Back down. You know, they're using a Proline fuel stick because they helped design it. Here's Lutz onto the back straightaway. Should be coming in any lap now, and here he is. Whoa. So Mayfield's stop was a 6.9, one of the fastest that he's had all race. Mayfield just went by the line. Lutz out, and he's right behind him.
Lutz with a 6.6.
Made up nearly 0.3 of a second.
Just in the pit stop.
Oh, Mayfield coming up short, jumping down to the stairway to hell. And Lutz right up under his rear wing. So now we got a battle, baby.
Up and over the catapult they go through the switchbacks into the wave now. Ryan Mayfield in that number 2 spot. Ryan Lutz in the 3 down the back stretch. They'll be coming up on some lap traffic here momentarily.
Two totally different driving styles, two totally different trucks, two different engines, two different lines through the front rhythm section. Coming up on, looks like that's Cole Ogden in the whoop section. Lutz to the inside, but can't make it happen.
Down the stairway they go there. I believe that is going to be Ogden.
Ogden out just in front of him there. Lutz looking for a way around through that S turn. Mayfield not leaving anything open onto the straightaway.
Of course, Mayfield and Ogden, Mugansiki teammates.
Right, but I don't think Cole will do anything crazy. And there we see. Mayfield out of shape.
Making the mistake. Ryan Lutz goes by.
And that choice of rhythm there biting him because that last single jump is that last single jump there was not intended to have an upslope. And so Mayfield, unfortunately, popping out of shape there. Lutz going by for the second spot. Let's see if Mayfield can regroup and go get him with 6:40 left to go. That's just over a qualifying heat. Battle through the whoop section. Looks like Mike Truhe and Cole Ogden between them. Joe Bornhorst just ahead, so Techno RC teammate for Ryan Lutz just ahead after they just navigated past a couple of Mayfield Muganseki teammates. 6 minutes left to go. Here is Lutz diving into the whoop section. Had a 1.4 second gap on Mayfield last time by.
So Ty Tessman pretty much in control of this one with 5:45 left to go. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen something wild and crazy happen in the final stages of a race. However, at this point, I don't know that Lutz is going to be able to catch Tessman.
No, I wouldn't say so.
And here comes Mayfield, though. Mayfield putting the pressure on now. What we talked about with Latchin. Oh, no! Ryan Lutz goes off the outside there. Lutz making a big mistake. So Mayfield now back up to the number 2 spot. So Ryan Lutz making a huge mistake on the stair step, jumping off to the left side. And now Mayfield has moved his way back into the number 2 spot. Down the backstretch they go. Onto the right-hand side. Here comes Mayfield back around to the front now. And now Lutz back into the position where he's chasing Mayfield.
Mayfield went to the double, single, double through there. Anyway, hit the pipe, didn't let off. Yeah.
He hit that loose dirt that you were talking about in the Raw Speed Race Report there on the outside. You get out of the groove, and it is just...
Oh, yeah, the right side tires were in the groove, so they had all sorts of traction. They just pushed his truck off to the left.
Yep. As they're working their way back into the whoop section now, you see Mayfield in the number 2 spot. Lutz in that 3 spot. Spencer Rivkin still in 4th. Jared Tebo has worked his way up into the number 5 spot. Joe Bornhorst in the 6th. Cole Ogden in the 7th. Dakotah Phend in 8th. King, Drake, Truhe. So Cavalieri, Blair, and Stees not out there on the track here in this one. 4 minutes left to go, and Tessman out front in the lead, in control of this one. Ryan Mayfield in 2nd. Closest battle on everybody's watching right now for that 2nd and 3rd place spot. We're watching it right now as well. Ryan Mayfield and Ryan Lutz. Ryan Mayfield, the Reds Racing J Concepts Mugen Siki driver. And, of course, Ryan Lutz. I think I said Ryan Lutz there. I meant Ryan Mayfield, the Mugen Siki driver. Ryan Lutz, the Techno RC.
3.5 minutes left for Tessman to race his way into the history books. Put himself back on even ground with Ryan Mayfield with 4 truck titles each.
Oh, Ryan Lutz getting sideways through the whoop section there. Good save for him, though.
And this would be Tessman's first. He would join Ryan Mayfield with more than one different brand of. Yeah. The only 2 drivers to have ever done that. They're also the only people that have won this class more than once anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're probably watching online as well.
Just chewing their fingernails down past the cuticle. They've come a couple of times now here in 2017. The brand new 2017 spec XT8 truck. Come along here with Ryan Mayfield as he worked his way through the whoop section. You know, Lutz still there, just about 1.2 seconds back.
Lutz is actually gaining a little bit of ground on him here. That last lap by, they both had 30.6. Right. But a few laps ago it was about a second difference there almost. Mayfield into the whoop section now, working his way through. He's got Jared Tebo behind him. And the 2017 Roar 8-scale off-road fuel national championship title here in our 8-scale truck class. It would be the first for X-Ray and the second for Tessman. I'm sorry, yes, that would be the third for Tessman. Fourth for Tessman. Been a lot of stats this weekend. A lot of stats. It's been a long weekend. A fantastic weekend, but a long one, that's for sure. Tessman out front leading the way. There is your leader right there. Tessman pretty lonely out front here in this one. 50 seconds left to go. And as we mentioned, X-Ray right now has to be ecstatic Probably a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. This is about the longest 40 seconds, I think. Probably. Oh, Ty make a little mistake. Hang on to it, Ty. Ty going double, single, double. Ty looking to make history in multiple ways here in this one. 25 seconds. So Ty's going to cross that line and get one more lap after this one. As Ty heads through the wave onto the back left side, he goes down the back stretch now. Back onto the right-hand side. 10 seconds left on the master clock here in a 45-minute final. Down the front stretch he goes again. Playing it safe, going double, single, double. No reason to risk it. That is time. The drivers will be done when they cross the line. So Ty Tessman is on his victory lap right now as he's working his way around one final time here at State Line Raceway in 8-scale Truggy. Ryan Mayfield comes around, has finished up in second. Ryan Lutz will take third. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching history being made. Coming around, your 2017 Roar 8-scale off-road fuel 8-scale truck national champion, Ty Tessman. Ty Tessman taking himself to a championship win with the X-Ray. The brand new X-Ray XT8. And he has done it. He has won X-Ray's first off-road 8-scale fuel national championship title. Let's send it down to Aaron Waldron for a raw speed race report in the pits.
A fourth national championship here in the 8-scale Nitro truck class for Ty Tessman. Your first with X-Ray. How are you feeling?
It feels really good to win with the new company. My truck was good. It's just sketchy out there. Like, it's hard to make clean laps every time. But I think I ran the right tire. My truck held up the whole time, which is an accomplishment in itself on this track. But I'm super happy to win and get my another national championship. I just want to thank my sponsors for all their support over the years. Thank the new X-Ray for trusting in me. So it's really good to win with a new car. But I just want to thank my family for all their support. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for everything.